Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and let's talk about the brand new Brawlhalla update 12.16 because there's a ton in here that actually changes your week-to-week experience, not just a couple of skins and a balance line or two. I've been hands-on since it went live, and I want to walk you through everything in a way that's useful, whether you're a rank grinder, a couch co-op brawler, or that person who logs in for events and cosmetics, and then suddenly realizes it's 3 a.m. and you've been queuing experimental for 3 hours straight. Let's start with the star of the show, Lady Vera, the Luminary. She brings Chakram and Scythe into a super slick kit that rewards precision and route planning more than brute force. If you like layered pressure, delayed hits, and forcing dodges instead of chasing them, you'll feel right at home. On Chakram, her signatures feel like they were built for map control. Think angles that cover short hop space and ledge peekouts without feeling spammy if you miss. The best part is how naturally she transitions from grounded control to aerial chases. You'll tag someone at mid-range with a quick toss, move half a tile, and threaten a vertical follow-up before they can stabilize. On Scythe, it's less about stealing dodges with crazy reads, and more about guiding your opponent into a lane you already decided was theirs. If you're coming from legends like Artemis or Mordex, you'll immediately appreciate how her movement encourages pre-positioning. She's not a bulldozer, she's the player who opens the door and lets you walk yourself into the blender. One quick tip from testing: practice short hop fast fall Chakram toss into a micro step back. If the opponent swings, you can whiff punish. If they freeze, you have time to establish stage control or pivot into Scythe setups when you swap. Her stat line leans on dexterity and defense, which is a blessing for folks who sometimes fumble a string but still want to live to adapt. Low raw strength means you'll need to win neutral more often to close stocks, but she's safer than you'd expect in scramble situations. If you're new to Scythe and worried about SDs from over-ambitious chasing off stage, that extra sturdiness gives you a chance to make a mistake and still come back. For cosmetics, the launch skins are clean without screaming limited exclusive, which I appreciate. You can pick an identity for her without feeling locked into a single vibe. Expect early metas to feature small to mid maps where her signatures cover a lot of common landing squares. Now, the other big feature that will change how you play with friends and manage your social circle: guilds, Phase 1. This is a true revamp of clans, and it finally feels like there's infrastructure for groups that want to exist as more than a tag in front of your name. You can create or join a guild directly in-game, manage member lists, set up profiles, and basically have a home base. If you were in an active clan, you should see that converted automatically, so don't panic if you log in and something says guild where clan used to be. That's by design. Right now, Phase 1 is mostly about membership and identity, but it sets the table for Phase 2, which will bring missions and battles. That's the part that has me excited because it hints at shared goals and possibly scheduled opt-in tasks that reward you for coordinating. Even if you're a solo queue main, this matters. A healthier social layer tends to increase match availability, and more people queuing means better matchmaking for you. My recommendation? Join a guild that actually plays on your schedule, even if it's small. When Phase 2 lands, being in an active community on day 1 will help you hit those goals faster instead of trying to scramble into a new group. The event center for the 10th anniversary is the perfect complement to that. Instead of a scattered mess of missions across different menus, it pulls your progression into one place with anniversary tickets and a clear path to rewards. You play, you earn tickets, you unlock cosmetics, and if you plan it out a little, you can snag that grand prize Ulgrim skin without feeling like the grind is impossible. There's a window where earning tickets is most efficient, and then a follow-up window to spend them, so do yourself a favor and front-load some playtime while the faucet is open. If you're the type who logs in, plays a few, and logs out, consider batching your games. Hop in for an hour, attack your mission list deliberately, and then bail. It's way less stressful and you'll watch the ticket count move meaningfully instead of nickel and diming yourself across a week. Another reason to be online right now is the return of Esports V3 Colors and the fact that all legends are free to play for a limited period. If you've ever thought, I might like Greatsword, but do I really want to spend coins just to test a legend? This is your moment. Queue experimental or friendlies, try out entire weapon families, and write down which legends feel natural. Esports Colors have always been a fun flex, and unlocking them through match-made wins nudges you to diversify. Pro tip, if you want to min-max, alternate between a comfort legend and a test legend each session. That way you collect wins efficiently while still learning something new every time. And if you're grinding ranked, now's a rare chance to counterpick without needing to own every single character. We've also got Twitch drops back in the rotation. If you're going to have a stream on in the background while you're cooking or doing your workout, link your Ubisoft Connect, pick a sanctioned broadcast, and let those milestones tick. The reward track steps through an avatar, a sidekick, an emote, and ends on a full skin, which is a great value for passive engagement. I always tell people, set a reminder when you start watching so you actually claim the drops as they unlock. Nothing stings like realizing you watched for 2 hours and forgot to click the button. And yes, you can layer this with your in-game grinds, queue some matches on one screen, have the stream up on another device, and collect on both fronts. As for the schedule goodies in November, we're getting double gold and XP weekends at multiple points, with one synced to BCX. That's the perfect trifecta with the event center and free legends. If your time is limited, save your bulk sessions for those weekends. Gold gain spikes, XP gain spikes. You're simultaneously progressing the anniversary track, and if you stack in a little ranked when the queues are popping, you'll get more varied matchups too. Rank anxiety is real, but these weekends usually bring back a bunch of lapsed players, and that variety can help you practice broader matchups rather than fighting the same 3 mains in your yellow range. Now let's talk about something less flashy, but super important: performance and system updates. There are optimizations under the hood that make certain maps smoother and tighten up a few rough edges on console, with slight gains on Switch and more improvements promised next patch. It's the kind of stuff you don't think about when it's good, and you notice immediately when it's bad. If you play on a mid-tier machine or one of the older consoles, take a moment to run a handful of maps and see if the game feels more consistent. Little frame time improvements make a huge difference when you're attempting tight inputs or trying to confirm recovery punishes. There's also a heads up about 32-bit Windows support winding down after an upcoming patch, so if you're on a truly ancient setup, consider planning your upgrade path now. I know there are folks for whom Brawlhalla is the potato PC staple. You might be fine for a short while, but it's best not to be surprised 6 months from now when your client stops launching. The store is stacked with themed items tied to the anniversary, and there are a couple of classy bundles that come with a Gilded Deco podium, which looks surprisingly good across a lot of Legend themes. This is the time of year when it's easy to overspend, because everything has that celebratory sheen. My take: identify one signature skin or emote that really feels like you, buy that, and then let the event tickets carry the rest. Between free rotations, colors from wins, and drops, you'll accumulate a lot without opening your wallet too wide. Let's circle back to Lady Vera for some early matchup thoughts and practice habits. Against blasters, your Chakram tools are excellent for nudging them off their comfy horizontal lanes. You don't have to force the approach, just threaten the square they want to land on and collect the panic options. Against guitars, lean on your defense and counter pokes. Don't mash with them, make them whiff, then snap back. Scythe mirrors are a fun mind game where your willingness to stop chasing and recenter stage is a weapon by itself. Many Scythe players autopilot into extended offstage battles, and Vera's kit rewards the one who chooses not to overextend. When you're practicing, spend 10 minutes in training mode to learn your exact true windows after a soft toss, connect on Chakram at different damages. A little lab time here goes a long way because it changes the maybe this hits feel into a I know this route is guaranteed unless they burn dodge confidence. For controller settings, if you play with trigger sensitivity adjusted or you run a layout with easy access to fastfall, Vera shines. Her pressure revolves around micro positioning before you commit, and having movement on something that doesn't cramp your fingers lets you fake approaches more cleanly. Sounds silly, but map your taunt to a comfortable button during the event period. Not to BM, but because some of the mission tasks include using emotes in matches, and you don't want to be digging through menus or forgetting to do it between stocks.